Thank you all for being here. As Pedro mentioned, thank you all for all the people at Casa Mexico that invited me to come here. I'm really humble and I'm blessed to be here regarding and besides all the people that have shown in Casa Mexico and have shown their experiences. Second, again, big applause for Mexico. This is a historical year for Mexico. So I want to give a big applause to all the agencies here that have worked and have made this Mexico the best year. This presentation will actually work on getting a little bit more deep on how we are planning and how we are making real content in Mexico. Maybe this is the presentation around all the presentations that you have seen that has more questions than answers. So I wanna give it to you more questions and more questions to discuss around where is this going. Everybody's talking about newsrooms, about real-time communication, and where we are going now, no? And why this is important specifically for the Coca-Cola company, no? And we know the impact that we can have. Now we know the impact that we can have at the audience that we already have in social media regarding how many people are seeing our messages and how many people we are connecting to, how we are connecting and how we are conversations with them. No? So it is very important not only because of the reach, but it's important also because of the engagement, of the conversations that we can give. What are the internal structuring that we are doing and the internal planning that we are doing to talk about real-time marketing? Second, can several content lines live at the same time? No? How do we display different content lines at the same time without confusing the consumer? Real-time can inspire new ideas outside real-time, outside social, outside media, no? That can help you to develop better business solutions of something that is happening at the real time. And finally, how to measure success. How all of this is going to be successful for the brand and for us. And we have no answers, but I'm going to show you a little bit on how we are questioning each other and how we are trying to answer these questions inside the Coca-Cola company. First, what is the best organization or how is the best structure for real-time conversations? And we have something that we are deploying. This is the fastest marketing initiative that we are deploying around worldwide that is called the CIC, which is the Consumer Interaction Center. The Consumer Interaction Center is no more than a newsroom. Maybe you have seen some of them in several other presentations. That has two missions. The first one is listening. No? How do we listen what the consumers are saying also in real time? No? Basically, it's taking the part of what a knowledge and insights department or research department did in the past. No? And what we're doing for this is we're having an insight newsroom, basically almost like 40-50 people that are listening and are basically telling us what are the conversations not only around our brands, but what is the conversation and the insights that are happening outside the Coca-Cola business. The first one is listening, and those are the crazy guys right now there in Mexico trying to qualify and listen what the consumers are saying in real time in social media. The second part is not only how do we listen, and this is one of the hardest parts of the real-time communication, is how do we publish? No? How do we make content that is really impactful and relevant for our several audiences? And we have also a team that are specifically dedicated to publishing. No? How do they, with advertising, with design, with editorial design background, that are basically daily trying to communicate and trying to make content that connects with what the people are listening. No? So everything like that is linked. We have content that is expected, something that we can plan, something that we can say a few months in advance, how do we plan for succeed. There is also content that is unexpected, something that happens at the same time, and if you are not prepared, you're not going to be ready to make the conversation. And also there are content that happens on daily basis. No? For example, there's always, every day people have lunch with Coca-Cola, every day people are happy about something, every day people engage, get married. The other part is eventual pieces, no? Or eventual time. For example, the World Cup, no? Something that happens not every day, but that happens maybe in, I don't know, planned basis that you can actually think about it. No? So let's put an example on how are we, for example, making something expected, something that we planned, into an event, for example. And you're going to see a lot of examples around the World Cup. We basically made an editorial line, an editorial campaign. This campaign was created in Mexico and then deployed all around the world to say with basic insight that when everybody is cheering for their team, everybody see strange, almost religious signs everywhere that tell you that your team is going to win. For example, no, I use my t-shirt in one way. I never wash my t-shirt, no, for cheering my team, because it's a sign that it will win. Can several editorial contents work together for a brand at the same time? I was talking to you regarding the traditional thinking of you deploy a campaign, you only have a campaign, and that campaign works basically for 3, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, and then you don't have another kind of communication there because you wanna show consistency. So we had another content line that is living basically at the same time, that is called the cheering truck. It's a cheering truck that actually searches for the optimism of the Mexicans all around the country. This happened something around February. We get around, in digital but also in activations, we're around 60,000 people who came in and sing for the national team. And the idea was, how can now the national team take this optimism of all the Mexicans and hear it every time they play. We have a special photographer that is following the national team and is making content of every time that the national team opens the bottle in Brazil and carries on the optimism of the 60,000 Mexicans that participated in this activation through digital. Finally, how are we measuring success? And this is basically the traditional metrics. I'm not going to bore you, but we're measuring 3 things. If it's really successful in terms of reach, if people see what we are talking of, and then if people engage. And if at first the people engage, if we see the high engagement radius of the posting that we did organically, then we made a social media payment and we pay for media. So for wrapping up, that is the questions that we have. What is the best organization? We talk about a little bit about the CIC and the structure and the briefing. Can several content lines live at the same time? We think so. No, many things are happening at the same time, and we are trying to engage into the conversation. Real time can inspire new ideas. Yes, we think it can, not also in our own media, but maybe in other media. How can we measure success? And we're always trying to, and I think this is something that will move forward. So that's it. I leave you with those questions, and I'm pretty glad if you have any questions that you would like me to answer. Thank you very much.